Good afternoon. My name is Maurice Hutchinson. I'm in the Psychology of Addictions, Module 10, Part A, regarding the book review that we had to do for this particular assignment. I'm going to be talking about the cognitive psychological functions that an alcoholic addict usually goes through after being detoxed, going through the detox process. This book that I chose is from Lestak, Howinston, and Loring. The book is called The Neurological Psychological Assessment, 4th edition. Happy 4th to everyone that's reading this. Hope everybody's having a great holiday today. Again, I'll be talking about the cognitive psychological functions that an alcoholic addict goes through. And not only what they go through, but what goes through in their brain. Usually an addict they'll go through the detox, making sure everything is completely out of their system. But what happens after they go through the detoxation, they most likely have severe withdrawal symptoms. These symptoms can include vomiting, night sweats, mood swings, not being able to sleep, seizures, and a term on the neuropsychological part is called delirium tremens. And this is a medical disorder that occurs when a person begins to suffer from hallucination, aggravation, and responsiveness to their therapist after detox. During this process, they normally begin to black out, or they just forget everything. They don't know what happened. And this can be a very traumatic situation. It's going to be imperative that therapists be patient and understanding when an addict is going through this. Next, there are many negative effects that interrupts or impair an alcohol cognitive functions. What ends up happening is when an addict goes through the rehab process, because he or she has consumed so much alcohol before their detox, in their brain, a lot of cognitive abilities have been distorted, has been damaged, such as not being able to read properly, not being able to do math or solve math problems, or be able to think or comprehend questions. Versus a sober person, if you ask them what day it is, they'll tell you, okay, today is Tuesday. But someone that's already been drinking so much, they probably don't have an idea what the day is. They might be thinking it's 2012 or whatever. And then during this time, their cognitive skills have been damaged to where they can't remember short memory stuff, like if it was 69 degrees 5 minutes ago, they can't even remember that. And like I said, they need the assistance from therapists and treatment groups to help to regain those basic cognitive functions that a sober person would have. I had an experience yesterday at work. I had a customer that was an alcoholic. He came from the streets and he had bags, so we didn't discriminate because we treat everybody with respect when they come into our corporation. However, this person was an alcoholic to where he needed help. So as I was his person who took care of him, I asked him, "Sir, may I help you?" He said, "Well, I'm here to get a vehicle and I need to know what I need to do." So I told him, I said, with our corporation, we do not provide that type of services. We can refer you to a Next Car, which is one of our corporation dealerships that help people get a vehicle. Well, he began to pull out his paperwork. I can tell that he had some damaged cognitive functions because he began to literally put his hands in his pants, to begin to pull out the documentation that he had. I still remain calm and professional. I said, take your time, no rush, get all the paperwork that you need so you can show us what you're talking about. Well, unfortunately, he showed me some papers, but it had nothing to be related to any contracts or financial agreements saying that he's going to get this car for this amount of money. And he asked me, would you like some of my alcohol? Found that strange. But I have to realize that's what alcoholics normally would do. But this person had a big, huge bottle of Bacardi. I don't know if it was rum or wine or whatever. And I said, no, thank you, sir. I said, I appreciate it, but no, thank you. He said, well, I have to have this every day. I don't drink water because if I drink water, it's not good to me. And I said, well, sir, I just wanted to offer you something to drink as far as water that we have, because I know that you've been outside walking in the heat. But he preferred to drink his alcohol. So again, when I saw him, I can tell he's from off the street. He had poor hygiene. He did not have no teeth. And no disrespect for those who are in that situation. I don't consider myself bigger than them or whatever. But I can tell based on his body language, I found out that he came into our building a couple of days ago for the same thing. Now, he has basic cognitive to a certain degree. For example, coming back to our building, knowing how to open a door and how to close it, which is understandable. But being able to present documentation, you should not have to go in your pants, your underwear, wherever you may have it. So that's when I can tell that he had some cognitive functions that might have been damaged due to the consumption of his alcohol drinking. I don't know how long he's been drinking, but you can just tell that he's been drinking a long time in his behavior, how he was communicating about getting another car. Again, I offered him water. He said no. Let's see here. Okay. So he left. He was cordial. He left. He didn't give us no problems. We didn't have to call the cops or anything. But based back on the book that I read, the neurological psychological assessment, it stated that there's those who are 35 and 40 years of age have recovered all their cognitive skills after 3 months from drinking. But on the other hand, those who were in their 50s, who are much older, had a difficult regaining those cognitive skills. But I will use this knowledge in practice in a couple of ways. This book that I had read has over 1,000 somewhat pages. It's very informative because it teaches you all the different types of testing. It teaches you how to assess a person. It teaches you all the different types of the brain and what their functions are, what happens when a person becomes drunk, like I mentioned before about the cognitive skills that he or she has, or what he or she lacks. Second, I will exercise compassion, patience, and understanding for those who have lost a lot of their cognitive functions. I really believe, like my grandma always used to say, you gain more with honey than vinegar. In other words, if you're sour, callous, people are not going to want to deal with you. People are not going to be respectful to you. But if you're caring and courtesy and understanding and respectful, you will draw more people to you. And I believe in this profession of addictions and psychology is very important. Next, I would like to learn my client's strengths and weaknesses, and I would like to empower them and encourage them for those weaknesses that they have and turn them into strengths. By doing so, as they're going through their recovery, the clients can begin to feel empowered. They'll feel confident, self-sufficient to begin to live their lives as an overcomer during their recovery and after, so they can take those skills home or wherever they live, wherever they decide to choose to live, and begin to live their life victorious. Again, my name is Maurice Hutchinson. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that this information helps those who are seeking help. Help is available. It's been a pleasure being in this class, and God bless everyone and have a wonderful 4th of July. Take care.